KSN News at noon begins now.
Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. I'm Avery Anderson. Thanks so much for joining us.
We're learning new information about this federal investigations ongoing here in Wichita. Federal officials tapped phones belonging to businessman Brandon Stephen and County Commissioner Michael O'Donnell.
In Topeka, rumors are circulating the State House this morning about whether Governor Sam Brownback may be leaving the state for a position abroad. The American Health Care Act would effectively replace Obamacare if passed, but they've got to fight ahead of them as Democrats work to protect former President Obama's signature policy.
And they are looking for one witness right now. They don't believe this person is a suspect.
Police are still investigating why and how two boys got hit by a car driven by a 24-year-old woman over the weekend. Police tell us it happened just after 6 o'clock on Saturday night.
And Mark, that fire was so big, investigators say they'll continue to work the scene throughout this morning. KSN's Molly Brewer is live there.
The NCAA tournament continues tonight as the Sweet 16 tips off in Kansas City. That means the Jayhawks take on Purdue in front of a pro-crimson and blue crowd. Over to some lighter news. It was a gorgeous day, a gorgeous start to the spring, and hopefully there's moisture coming our way. Leon is here with more on that.
KSN News at noon begins now.
Fire crews are hoping today's wind will give them an edge over the largest fire in Kansas history. Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. I'm Avery Anderson. Thanks so much for joining us. We continue to follow the large grass fires all across the state. As crews monitor hot spots, we now know those fires are the largest in state history. State leaders estimate over the past 6 days, more than 626,000 acres have burned. And while some fires are out, others are just contained. Some areas are seeing widespread devastation, like in Clark County, where 312,000 acres are burned. That's more than half of the county. More helicopters are being redeployed to western Kansas to help extinguish those fires, and no-fly zones are in place around the state as National Guard crews continue to work around the clock. Now, as parts of Reno County become safer for crews to assess, we're getting a better idea of the damage that's been left behind. Reno County fire officials tell us that the fire is now 90% contained. There are 10 homes destroyed in Reno County and at least 11 damaged structures, although that number could change as crews see more of the affected area. Authorities say crews are actively monitoring those hotspots in the evacuation zone. Now, the evacuation area in Reno County has been downsized, and the last people at the Red Cross shelter have been allowed to return back home. However, the residents living within this blue outline you see on your screen still aren't allowed to return home at this time. And in Clark County, we're being told that 20 homes and 34 buildings were damaged or destroyed by the fire throughout the county. Many of those are in the town of Englewood. A boil water advisory is now in effect for Englewood because a power outage affected the water plant treatment there. Officials are working to get the system up and running again. And up near Wilson Lake, preliminary reports say more than 21,000 acres have been impacted by those fires. And here are some pictures sent to us from the ground, courtesy of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at Wilson Lake. You can see all the charred ground there. Really devastating pictures. Power is still out at Manuka Park, and there is no prediction as to when it will be turned back on. Organizations like the Red Cross and United Way have played a big role in helping both fire crews and victims. The United Way of the Plains teamed up with 3 Wichita area Sam's Clubs to send supplies to Hutchinson. Yesterday, the organization loaded up a truck full of donated items like eye drops, baby wipes, Gatorade, and snacks. Red Cross shelters have been open for fire victims around the state all week. They've also played a big role in helping out the fire crews.
Just physical fatigue, nutrition helps a lot, but honestly, just the support of the community coming alongside of you, that gives you a lot of good morale within yourselves and knowing the community has your back.
For ways that you can help and to donate, you can head over to our website at ksn.com. The massive fires in the southwest part of the state are causing major problems for farmers and ranchers. Garth Gardner's ranch is in Clark County. About 80% of his 50,000 acres were burned in the fires there, and he lost a third of his cattle.
I've cried a lot of tears and tried to stay strong and not crying tears for myself, but just for our whole community. You know, good people lost their homes, lost a lot of their livelihood.
At today's prices, Gardner lost more than $600,000 worth of livestock. Early estimates show up to 2,000 heads of cattle were killed by the fire or had to be put down. The KDHE is offering their help to those who have lost livestock. All you have to do is contact them and they'll help dispose of the livestock. Grass fires in the small western town of Ransom forced some residents to say goodbye to their home. The family of an 80-year-old woman spent the day rummaging through the ashes. The family is still in disbelief that the fire destroyed 5 homes in the town, but they say the silver lining was seeing all the people come together to help.
It was a horrible day fire-wise, but it was a great day to see people come together and work together to basically to save a town.
Flax's Aunt Rosella is currently staying in Ness County with another family member. Now there is more relief in store for many across the state. The wind gusts are slowly starting to die down. Miss Katie Western is here with the good news.
Thanks, Avery. Yeah.
All right, Katie, thank you. Today in Washington, the healthcare battle rages on. 2 House committees worked through the night, making changes to the new bill. As this, President Trump makes his own push to sell the plan. NBC's Blaine Alexander has more from D.C.
There being no further business for the committee stands adjourned.
Well, it was a mystery that had to be solved. Who put toilet plungers along the bike path in Old Town? Emily Younger reveals the people responsible left more than an impression on the city.
They're bright, white, reflective, and new.
Well, the city says the posts will stay along the bike lane for the time being. Officials say they plan on observing how traffic maneuvers around them, and then they'll decide if more posts should be added. Well, millions were unable to make calls to 911 last night due to a major hiccup. Coming up on KSN, we'll tell you how long the interruption happened for all AT&T customers.